Hey everyone, I'm Lauren. Today I am doing an additional video for my Basic Intuitive Skills Part 1 course. So if you haven't watched my course yet, definitely check it out because you'll be able to understand a little bit better what I'm talking about in these videos and how they kind of fit into the lessons that we're teaching. So today I'm giving additional kind of techniques on how to set your boundaries. So boundaries are super important because before we want to turn on our psychic ability, we want to, make it very clear what's going to talk to us, what's not going to talk to us, how we receive psychic information. And it's very important that we set these energetic boundaries before we do any intuitive work. So I'm going to give you guys a few intentions to say out loud. Now, when I say intentions to say out loud, these I usually say right before I turn on my psychic ability, right before I do any reading with tarot cards. Anytime I'm feeling weird or feel like something's in my space that shouldn't be. So I am a huge believer in intentions, and I believe that if you say an intention in your head or out loud, that is enough to set your boundary, as long as you believe in it. And I kind of talk about that in the videos, in the video courses as well. So here's some additional phrases that I use right before I turn my psychic ability on. And these are like my go-tos, especially when I'm feeling like there might be something in the room that I'm not wanting, or something I'm just not feeling right, or just the energy is feeling off, or I just want to be very clear about who can communicate with me. So the first one is, the only energy that can be in this space is for my highest and best good. Bam. So that's one right there. Another one, especially if you're dealing with mediumship, or if you want to go down that route eventually, is entities that can only stand in the white light are welcome here. And that's very specific. You're letting your guides and kind of the energy around know who's welcome, where they're welcome, and what types of them are welcome. It's like high vibe only, for my highest and best good only. Another verbal intention. This one is really good for if you're reading somebody and you want to clear the energy off of you, off of them, you're kind of wanting to disconnect after a reading. And that one is, my energy is with me and your energy is with you. And that intention alone is just kind of saying out loud, hey, your stuff is with you, my stuff's with me. We're not going to carry each other's energy home. We're not, especially if you're doing like any medical intuitive reading, you don't want to be taking that person's stuff home. It's a very clear separation. It's a very clear boundary that is just said out loud or in your head. I like to say this one out loud because then the clients, they affirm it to themselves. Okay, she said, okay, it's separated, they understand it a little bit more. Now, if you're having a hard time setting boundaries, the second technique that I'm going to give, I absolutely love it. If you find yourself not setting them often enough, if you find that you're getting too empathic or you're inviting in too much stuff, this is a great way to kind of get around that. And this is basically all you have to do. Open up your phone, set a few reminders in your phone to go off maybe once at the beginning of the day, once at the end of the day, 3 times throughout the day. And, just leave a little note in there that says, my energy is with me, your energy is with you, or only information for my highest and best good can contact me, or my psychic ability is off right now. And saying that 3 times throughout the day might actually help you get a better handle on your boundaries. So definitely try using that alarm setting technique. That's also great for dreaming. If you're trying to dream more often, or if you're just trying to strengthen your intuition, setting a reminder in your phone that says, I get information in my dreams, or I am psychic. If you're constantly getting those reminders, you're telling yourself, you're kind of setting intentions, you're setting a mantra in a way to open up to a certain type of energy. And you're telling the universe, this is what I want. And if you're constantly thinking about it, you know, through the law of attraction, it's going to come to you. So my third tip is to practice with large crowds. So once you get better and once you feel like you're really good at setting boundaries, try to set your boundaries before you go into a huge crowd. So, you know, whether that's a movie or, you know, walking through the mall or something, go ahead and set your boundaries before walking in, and make sure that, you know, nobody's going to be in your field, and see the difference between if you didn't set those boundaries and if you did. And so you could always start out just walking without your boundaries, and then and then turn them on, set them, and then, you know, unset them, set them, unset them, and kind of feeling that difference, and also just getting in the habit of knowing, oh, this is what it feels like to have boundaries, and this is what it feels like to not have boundaries, gets you more familiar with how to set them. One of the ways that we can practice our boundaries is through this bubble technique. Now, I can learn not only how to set my own boundaries, but also how to feel someone else's boundaries. So what I'm going to have Rob do is I'm going to have him walk towards me and try to feel for my bubble. And he's going to close his eyes and kind of put his hands in front of him and try to feel that. And when he's reached my outer bubble, he's going to raise his hand once. And then once he continues to walk a little further, he's going to find that zone where it's a do not cross, do not come any closer zone. So, and that's when he's going to stop and open his eyes. And we'll see kind of how well he senses my outer bubble. So let's try this.
Feels like outer bubble.
Okay.
Inner.
Inner. Nice. Yes, that's exactly where I said it. Cool.
Cool. Nice.
So this is great because Rob can practice what it feels like to see someone else's boundaries and kind of where they are. And then I can push mine further out or bring it further in, and you can kind of see the control over what you can do with your own boundaries. Awesome, guys. I hope you try some of these techniques. I think they're going to be super helpful in setting your boundaries. I do have some other videos on how to set boundaries and how to remove blocks, as well as your homework, pre-homework for Basic Intuitive Skills Part 2. So definitely check that out.